The blue sky boom worries Chinese media. Chinese state media is reportedly troubled by the latest exodus of X users flocking to Blue Sky, state outlets which put considerable resources into amassing millions of followers on Elon Musk's social media platform, including buying ads, deploying bots, and hiring influencers, have recently seen their growth plateau. The growing popularity of Blue Sky, which has a largely liberal base and harder to manipulate algorithm, has sparked worried chatter within Chinese state media circles. A former Xinhua, maybe, and China Daily employee wrote in his newsletter he predicted the accounts would migrate to Blue Sky, though it may take time. For now, the sector's focus has shifted back to domestic Mandarin language channels and platforms like Bilibili, WeChat, and Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok. So basically, China has put a shit ton of time, energy, resources, finances into being a propaganda outlet on X. And now that Elon has turned X into a place where people are fleeing, they are seeing less cut through for their investment. As Blue Sky takes flight, China has got a Twitter problem. This week, a series of migrations has added buzz to Blue Sky. On Tuesday, the app passed 20 million mark, adding 1 million accounts a day, and overtook Threads worldwide for the number of active daily users. For Chinese state media, the rise couldn't have come at a worse time. They have sunk considerable resources into Twitter via unlabeled state-sponsored influencers, huge bot networks, and the famous 50 Cent Army, offline police harassment of users, and cultivating the platform owner Elon Musk. That's a tough one. Cultivating the platform's owner. So they've been cultivating Elon Musk is the charge. The Twitter bird they thought had finally been caged. However, with Blue Sky looking likely to emerge past Threads, Mastodon, and Substack notes as the escape of choice, already there is worried chatter within Chinese state media circles as to how to address the problem. Chewie, it's just kind of more evidence of what Twitter is turning into, and as has always kind of been. But once you get rid of those gatekeepers, like Elon did when he walked in on day one carrying his sink, it reached a tipping point, like the scorched earth. Like people like yourself, I still use a lot of Twitter, but I use it primarily just to put stuff out on as opposed to interacting on. People are like, they've reached their enough is enough point. They've reached their scorched earth. Okay, I've seen enough decapitations and, Ukrainian soldiers having their heads blown off and, revolting race. I've seen enough now. I'm out. There's enough of that. Elon Musk is actually harming, potentially, the Chinese national media world. So he's done maybe he's doing a good thing, but inadvertently. What are your thoughts?
Look, so many thoughts. Look, I was one of the rats that decided to jump pretty early after the Musk takeover. My first reaction was for someone that has spent a significant amount of time and effort combating the hard right wing, like I'm talking neo-Nazi, avowed Nazis online. Yeah. To see one of the first things that was on Elon's list was to unban a huge amount of them. I was like, no, I don't want to be part of that. Now he said it was about free speech, but I'm sorry, that is my that is my red line. His behavior, like then it became more of Elon's personality. Did he support Ukraine? Did he not support Ukraine? And then as more and more of his influence came into that company, the people that he let go, the group that was set up to combat misinformation and keep the users safe online was culled. And then its utility as a weapon to destabilize societies became really, really apparent. I think there is still lots to be looked at as far as how manipulated Twitter is. Elon talked at length about one of the benefits was that he was going to get rid of bots. There is more evidence now about manipulated zombie accounts, bot farms, Russian and Chinese misinformation agents. And look, it's not clever. It's not necessarily automated. They've just got a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
That can do this. And the benefit for those regimes is that they can look at their biggest threat globally, the US, and really put their thumb on the scale of their elections. And I think we have seen that over the last decade, and Elon has just turbocharged it. Now he's living at Mar-a-Lago. Now he's looking at dismantling the US federal government. It is insane. And I think there is a point, and I think we have reached that mass tipping point where people are going, why am I on Twitter? Why am I contributing to this? Is Twitter, because I will refuse to call it X because it's dumb, does this social media still have the same utility for me? News organizations are looking at it and going, is this a place where truth will circulate, or is it getting drowned out in the noise? Do we want ads? Do we want to train an AI? Do we want to do all of this sort of stuff? So when I got an invite to Bluesky and looked into it and going, well, this is very, very funny. The creator of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, basically traps Elon into buying the platform, but not the source code. So he immediately goes and sets up Bluesky, which was like Twitter 2 or 3 years ago.